Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the Buzz, do your kids bring a cell phone to school with them? Well, if they do, they may have to start leaving it at home. If one local lawmaker gets his way, State Senator John Tassoni Jr. has proposed banning students from using cell phones in school at all. Students would get a warning at first, followed by more serious punishments for repeat offenders. He says he thinks it will help prevent cyberbullying and also disruptions in class. But opponents say it should really be left up to each individual school. Right now, schools do make their own policies. You know, you hate to harken back to the old days when we did not bring cell phones because we didn't have them.
Senator, you are correct.
I agree 110%.
I agree 130%.
They do not belong in schools
I
at
disagree.
all. Okay, Michaela, why?
Michaela, you're on your own because I agree with Danielle that there is absolutely no need for a child to bring a cell phone into school at all.
You can talk face to face.
One word.
Pass notes.
Go ahead.
What? Columbine. How are you going to get in touch with someone if, God forbid, something happens in your school?
Listen.
If I was a parent, I would want maybe not take it out in class, I would want my son or daughter to have a phone in school. God forbid something were to happen, maybe on the walk home, maybe on the way to school, I would feel much safer having it with them.
Fair point, but I'm not buying it. Because you know what? Give the teachers cell phones. Give every teacher in the class a cell phone to have in their desk if something, God forbid, like Columbine ever happens again.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but God forbid things did happen before Columbine, before we had, before we had cell phones, I'm saying. And you know what? There were pay phones in schools. That's what you use for emergencies or, you know.
I'm sorry. Listen, Columbine was horrible, and anything like that ever again would be horrible. But there is no need for a kid to have.
I say high school level. I'm not saying give it to your 7-year-old
No, I
son
say
or
high
daughter.
school level. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's a distraction.
It is. Other than the emergency, why would you need it? You don't need to text your student, your fellow classmate in class.
You don't need to get in touch with mom and dad during C-period English class.
I wasn't saying that. I'm saying you should have it for emergency purposes only.
For emergency
before and after school. I know I was, before I had a cell phone, the first couple of years of high school, I was always stuck for a ride. I couldn't find someone. I couldn't do this. The phone didn't work.
Well, we had those issues too, and we figured it out. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, it's come to that point.
Let's look at it this way too. The cyberbullying is a huge issue. We never had these major bullying issues. I mean, we had bullying issues, but not to the point that it's building up to now. I think you eliminate those cell phones out of school, you're eliminating a big problem.
Well, they can easily just go online and do something
on
there.
But you're eliminating half of the day
on their own
that
time.
You would have the ability to do it if you took it out of the school.
I can't believe I have a neighbor who's a teacher, and I say, you're telling me that the kids have the cell phones on their desk during school?
Yes.
Well, if you're a teacher and you can't see that, then you're just clueless.
If a kid wants to bring a cell phone to school, that's fine, but they should put it in their locker and be able to use it. I remember we used to have these rules where we could only use things certainly standing at our locker.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do at your locker in between, and your time in between classes, but don't be late to your next class or your lunch break. And then put it back in the locker and leave it there until the end of the day.
Yeah.
You don't not
At the
need
very
it.
least,
And I'm not
it should be a
saying
blanket
take it out in the
policy
middle of
about
class.
that. You know what I mean? Maybe I can see the before and after school because you might need to organize and times are different now.
I'm just saying they should be able to bring it to school. I'm not allowing students to just go ahead, text in class and don't pay attention and do this, that, and the other thing.
Here's the thing. Do kids just have cell phones? No. They all have smartphones.
Yeah.
And do they need their cell phone for an emergency? No. They're on it looking at Twitter, Facebook,
or
downloading
iTunes,
or looking at Googling answers to their exams. Don't need them.
Michaela, you're fired up today. I like it.
I like it too. Generational thing.
Yeah.
Courtney.
Where do you
Your
stand,
thoughts.
Courtney?
Discuss.
Okay, so I do agree with the emergency part. I feel like they should be in the locker, and if you're even caught with it once, take it away.
Yep.
Good.
Lesson
Thanks,
learned.
Courtney.
Okay,
Done.
so they don't need it in class because you can cheat, and it's just a huge distraction, I feel. But again, I'm from the ages where we didn't have cell phones in school. But everyone else seems to agree with a lighter type of ban. So we'll start on the live blog right now at foxprovidence.com. And Anthony says you can ban them, but enforcing the ban will be a task in itself. Pat R. says, cell phones in school, yes, but severe penalties for using them in class. And then Erin S. says she told her children they can get a phone when they are 13. It will be prepaid, and they will only use it in emergencies for missing the bus, going to a friend's, etc. So that is where she stands on the cell phones in school. Here is the poll right underneath that live blog. Do you think cell phones should be banned in school? A, yes, they are disruptive and distracting. B, yes, but it'll be too tough to enforce. Or C, no, students need it in case of an emergency. So we're getting lots of comments on Facebook. Maybe we can read some at the end of the show where we'll have those poll results. But